Hi Amar, I'm starting on then. I hope we have
Yeah, you can
quite
start.
good participants. Thank you. Okay, thank you everybody. Good evening and welcome back. I hope you had a very interesting session yesterday. And again, I look forward to this we will take on the discussion further and we will learn quite a few new things today, along with a few tricks. Yeah. Okay. So first things first, please tell me, is my voice audible, loud and clear? If you can just drop in a DM. Okay. Cheers. Thanks a lot. Okay. Right. Next question. Are you now able to access your LMS? Have you checked your LMS to see these PPTs which I'm showing you, if they're there? Okay. Okay. Good. Okay. Fantastic. Great. Okay. Next question. Are you able to actually try out some programming on your IDs, whatever it be? Have you tried anything? Okay, so all of you have installed Python, I assume, or you're using some notebook like Google Colab. Okay, a bit, sir. Okay, a bit is also enough. Fantastic. Great. Okay, so quickly recap. Tell me, guys, what did we study yesterday? Let me see. Very good. We did programming on math function. Google Colab. Okay, fantastic. That is also good. Translators. Then identifiers, data types, comments, right? Indentation. Good. In data types, what types of data do we usually deal with in Python? Broad classification, numeric, string, very good. Okay. Then we have something called as Boolean, right, list, tuple, set, dictionary. Excellent. Very good. Fantastic. We also had started with the numeric data types. Acha, is our numeric data types mutable data or immutable data? Mutable, immutable. Excellent. Okay. Priyadarshini, it's immutable. So also Shaivanandana, it's mutable. No, no, it's not mutable. It's immutable. Okay. Good. Apart from that, okay. So when we had stopped our discussion yesterday, we had stopped with the functions, which are broadly covered, the math library, the math module, as we call it, and then the basic inbuilt functions also, like A, B, S, C, etc. Okay. Now today we will take up the typecasting and quickly understand. Friends, this is very important because many times you will be using things like this. I am actually showing you a production grade code wherein I am doing if you can see, a typecasting and then a round operation. Okay, this is a production code, level code. So what is this typecasting? Typecasting means converting a similar data type from one form to another. Let's have a look at it. Suppose the number is 10.00. It's a floating point number, and I want to convert it into an integer number. Then I have to typecast it like this, int 10.00. So it will return me a integer number which I can store and use for further purposes. Or if it's an integer, I can convert it into a floating point number. Okay, and then actually I can round it off also. See, round to, I say, 3 decimal digits. float 10 round to 3 decimal digits. Okay, so 10.0. Yeah, so there's a reason why this hasn't converted to a 3 decimal digit. So we will do something. We will import a full decimal. Yeah. So in decimal 10, module object is not callable. Okay, so the decimal dot decimal 0. Yes, so it's a decimal object. Now we can convert it. Okay, for the moment, just don't bother. This is something I was trying out for my own, just to show you that many times Python deals with things in a very different way. Okay, so it internally does the memory management in a very different way. So if you see here, when I took a floating, converted into floating point number 10, and then told that, okay, you round it off to 3 decimal digits, it actually said that I'm not going to do it because I don't want to show this as 10.000. It doesn't make any sense. So it rounded off to 1 decimal digit nonetheless. Okay. So for the moment, understand this is how it works. And what I did after it, you don't need to worry on it. It's not needed for you right now. Similarly, suppose, what is this? Can you identify what data type is this? My coding screen is not visible. Okay, I'm sorry about that. Let me see. I have shared my entire screen. Is my coding screen visible now? Okay, great. Apologies, guys. Apologies. Yes. Thanks a lot. Right. So now, can you tell me what data type is this? Quick guess. Int? No, it's not int. Look at it carefully. String. Very good. String. Fantastic. Okay. So string. Let's remove all doubt. So I will check what object it is, right? Type A. It's an object of class string. Now, can I typecast this to a float? What do you think? Can I convert it into an floating point number? Yes. No. Yes. Float A. Let's see. So let's do this. Let's say B. B equals to float of A. Now what is B? B is a floating point number. So similar data types, although remember that this was a string and that is a float, but inside it is actually a alphanumeric. So basically a numerical data is there, completely digits. That is why what happened is that Python smartly understood that this can actually be typecasted and a number derived out of it. Do you see the beauty of this language? Yeah, I haven't worked with C++ in quite a long time. Maybe if you remember, you can tell me if this, you can try out and tell me tomorrow if this works in C++ as well. Okay, right. Now, this is one scenario. I showed you integer conversion. Acha. No. What else? Complex XY. Okay. Similarly, I won't cover it now. When we go to lists, tuples, dictionaries, we will see how even these can be typecasted. Okay, for the moment, I'm not going to cover it. Okay, so basic, I showed you the integer to floating point and vice versa conversion because this will be used by you very frequently. Okay, next topic that we will take up is the operators. Right. So what are the basic, what is an operator, by the way, guys? When I say an operator, what is an operator and what is an operation? Let me see your understanding of the term. performs operations. Okay. Operate to perform calculation between two or more variables. Okay, good. Operator is a symbol. That also is correct. Fixing the things. What things it's fixing, Sai? Operation like additional, sub, etc. Very good. Operator used to perform operations and operands. Yeah, performing tasks. Good. Fantastic. Acha, quickly, do you remember this? Yes, thanks a lot, all of you. Okay, must stop now. Do you remember this, by the way? Sorry. 1 second. Do you remember this? So what was it? It was a priority list or preference for few operators that we had studied about in our class 10, class 11, right? Okay. Yes, bracket, operation, division, multiplication, and subtraction. Correct. Okay. So now primarily in Python, these are the major operator categories that we will work with. What are they? They're grouped as arithmetic operators, comparison operators, logical operators, assignment operators, bitwise operators, and membership operators. Now, so if there are operators, there must be operations. Okay. So what types of operations do we do? In the case of arithmetic operators, we work with these on mathematical equations maybe. So it's plus, minus, multiplication, division, modulo division, exponentiation, and floor division. Okay. So these all, what I will do, plus, minus, all these you know. Acha. So I will show you quickly how the modulo division and floor division works. Okay, so modulo division, what does it do? Let's do this. 10 modulo 2. What do you think is the answer? Make a smart guess. It is 2. So basically it is telling you if I divide 10 by 2, the remainder is 0. So the modulo division gives you the remainder, right? Then what about this? What do you think? 1, 1, 1. Oh, you guys are very fast. Okay. 5 is 10, 11 is 1. Okay. In the same way then, what about the quotient? How do we find the quotient? So 10, floor division 2. What should it give you? 5? 5? Okay, let's see. Yes, it is 5. What about 11 floor division 2? This also is 5. Okay. So again, modulo division and floor division is very important and used very frequently. Exponentiation, I think I had showed you yesterday, right? So when I showed 2 raised to the power 3, so it was 2 to the power 3, that is 8. Yes, Narsimha, it is also 5 because the quotient of this equation is 5. 11, if you divide it by 2, the quotient is 5 and the remainder is 1. Okay. Okay, good. You're welcome. Right. Next, what? Now we will take up quickly the comparison operators. Can you tell me first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth? Let me see how many of you can identify each one of these. Fastest finger fast. Greater than, okay. Then less than, okay. Greater than, less than. Okay, then what? Greater than, equal to. Okay, less than, equal to. Good. Is equal to. Right. And less than, equal to. Not equal to. Very good. Extremely good. Okay. So greater than, less than, greater than, equal to, lesser than, equal to, is equal to, not equal to. So what are we essentially doing here? Thanks a lot, all of you. So here we are actually comparing between two numbers, right? And understanding if a statement is true or false. So if I write this 5 greater than 2, so what should be the outcome? Think colloquially. 5 greater than 2. It is false. Hey, who's that? False? True. Okay, good. Yes, that's true. Okay. So what is the outcome here? It's a Boolean value. Check. True. Okay. Similarly, 5 greater than 5 less than 2, it's false. Right? And likewise, 5 not equal to 2. So you have understood this. I don't think you have any confusion here. Okay, no problem, Fazia. By mistake. Okay, no problem. Next, what then? Now, if we want to put in two conditions, then we have to join them by using logical operators. Usually, what are the logical operators? And, or, not, right? So how does these operators work? How does the AND operator work? Logical gate performs AND when both condition is true. Okay. Or, what about or? Okay. 1 true. Okay. Good. For those, I assume all of you know this. It's very basic, but just if there are some of you who are not aware of it, when you take two conditions and test them, and both the conditions evaluate to true, then the entire expression is true. So like what? Like say, suppose if I say 5 is greater than 2 and 10 percentage 2 is equals to 0. So if both these conditions are met, then the entire expression is true. Otherwise, if I do like this, if one of the condition is false, then the entire condition is false. So you see all these and, or, etc. These are all reserved keywords. Remember yesterday we had discussed them. These are all reserved keywords. So far so good. Similarly, in the case of or, if at least one of the condition is true, either one left or right, then the expression evaluates to true. And what is not? Not. Let's see, what does this evaluate to? That means not this. It just inverts it like the NOT gate. So if the output is actually false, it makes it as true. Okay, who wants me to implement all these without even going into the basic portion of it? Yeah. Should I give you a program? Will you implement it quickly? Yeah. Will I give you a program? You don't know the basics and you're asking me to implement it. Okay, fine. I'm giving you a program. Write it out. Let me check. Okay. You guys are very interested in writing a program. Quickly, let me give you a program then. Let me give you a program. But let's see. Alphabets. What to give? Okay. Here's the program. Write it. Okay. I'm typing it out over here at your given the meal price of a, the percentage meal and tax percentage, find and print the meal's total cost. Round the result to the nearest integer. Okay. Right. Start writing the program. Now I've given you a program, so please write it. Start programming, because some of you are very eager to implement even without understanding the basics. So let's start it. Let's take a break till how much? Should I say 5:30, 7:35? Let's take a break. You try out the program, then we shall continue. Or I can give even one more. You can also take this after this. I'm giving you the code here, the program. Take as input two numbers and output one if they're equal and zero otherwise. Okay. So this should be able to implement. You should be able to implement this. Yeah, you can share the code on the screen. You can DM me. Okay. Those who have finished, you can send it to me. No, that's not the correct answer. The tip and all is a percentage. So you have to calculate the percentage from it and then print it. Yeah, Amar, I'm sharing the question with you on WhatsApp so that you can share it for the YouTube people.
Thank you.
Yeah. Giving over here. This is the task 1 and the other task is this one. Okay. Yeah, Amar have given you both the code and shared it for those who wish to implement it. Okay. Yeah, correct. Okay. Okay, 1 more minute. Okay, good. Right. Okay. So good. Those of you have done, very good. Those of you who couldn't do, no problem. We will work on more problems like this. Okay. But please focus on the question at hand, on the basic topic. Some of you might be knowing Python. There are many who don't know, and that is why they have joined the classes. Okay. So please focus. I know exactly when to give you what. Okay. Please don't suggest that give me some program now, do this, do that. That really cuts the thread of the discussion. You need to understand there are many people who, some of you are telling me go fast. If I go fast, there are so many people who don't know anything. They have come just to learn it. What will they learn? Please don't distract like this. Okay. Right. Next topic. Now, so the comparison operator basically compares, it compares between numbers. Okay. And we have seen how this comparison has been used, but you yourself have done some coding. Okay. Logical operators, they are logical entities. They compare logical entities. Okay. And or not, as I showed you over here. Next comes assignment operators. What about assignment operators? What does the term mean over here? Can you identify any of these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you identify these 5 ones? No, it's not equal to it. It is assigned to. Equals to means, yeah, assigned to. Okay, assign this value to a plus b instead of this. A equals to a plus b. Yes, good. Right, Meghna. Correct. Correct. Plus means to increment. Very good. Okay. Let me show you 1 or 2 scenarios quickly. You see over here, a equals to, suppose it is an integer 10. Now, if I say a plus equals to 1, so a is 11. Now, again, remember, guys, this is an immutable object. So when you do a plus equals to 1, which means a equals to a plus 1, you're actually destroying the old object and creating a new one whose value is 12, whose value is 1 plus what was the value of the old object. Okay. Similarly, over here, you have minus equals to, likewise you can do. So quickly check out on your own. I have shown you an example of plus equals to. Similarly, just evaluate on your own what this means. A divide equal to 2. Check this on your own. Okay. and tell me the answer. So if A is 12, okay, very good. Okay, 6. 6, okay. Okay, fair enough. Good. You've understood it. It is 6. Achha, by the way, did you see something interesting? It is not exactly 6. It is 6.0. What happens again with Python? This is a trick. Understand there are situations when you will do a comparison. You probably would have done in your code like this. If A divide equal to 2 equal to, say equal to 3. Sorry, this will go like this. A divide equal to, let's just break it down. A equals to A divide equal to 2. Okay. Divide equal to 2. Okay. Now let's store this and let's do like this. A equals to 12. B equals to A divide equal to 2. Okay. No, it's not allowing me like this. Okay. Okay, fair enough. It's not allowing me to store. So what I will do is simply is A divide equal to 2. So A is this value. Now, if you actually compare this without typecasting, if A equals to say 6, print yes. Let's see what happens. It gives you yes. Okay. That means it has understood. But there are situations when this might go rogue. So what will happen internally, it may consider this as 6.000 something, and it will compare against the integer 6. So always better in such cases that you typecast it. That is why typecasting is very important. Trust me, now it will seem to you that it's not needed. It will always give you yes, but no, there are situations when it can act rogue. Okay, so always typecast against such scenarios. Okay, divide equal to, similarly multiply equal to is there. I say bitwise operators I'm leaving off for the moment. We don't use it. Suffice to say it's more related to binary operations. If you work with it, suppose there's a binary operation and you do a bitwise and, okay, and 2. So then it gives you another number with the binaries changed. Basically, suppose 2 is binary, say, okay, let me give you one quick example with the bitwise operator. And bitwise operator Python. Show one quick example. Okay, let's take this example. There are two numbers A and B. A is 10 and B is 4. In binary, the binary value of 10 is 1010 and the binary value of 4 is 0100. Now, if you do A bitwise and B, so what happens is, going by the logic of AND operations, if you remember your AND gates in digital electronics, then 0 and 0 is 0, 1 and 0 becomes 0 again, and 0 and 1 becomes 0, and 1 and 0 is 0. So the output is 0, 0, 0, 0, which is 0. So if I have to show this quickly to you on the screen here, A is 10, B is 4, and I do A and B. So the output is 0. Okay. This is how bitwise operators work. Not very important for you, but if you have a flair for it, you can check it out. Similarly, bitwise OR, the one here is bitwise OR. Then the ones here is bitwise NAND, XOR, right shift, and left shift. Okay. Now, in the interest of time, I'm not covering these because, as you understand, our time limits are very less and we have quite a few topics to cover. Since this is not directly relevant, I'm not telling you, but you can take up the rest on your own. Last membership operators, which we will cover, is the last operators which we'll cover, sorry, they are membership operators and identity operators. Now, guys, this is very important because eventually when we work with looping techniques, then we use membership operators very much. Very, very important topic. To give you an example, I did tell you yesterday that Python is very English-like language. So without even understanding what is a membership operator, I am asking you to tell me what probably will be the output of this. What do you think is this expression? What is its meaning and what is its output? Just from plain English perspective. Is A in America? Good. Is the alphabet small a in the word America with all small capital or small letters? Yeah, and the output is true or false. In this case, it is true. Okay, so membership operator checks whether a particular operand is present in the other operand. Okay, so it's a test of true or false. Using this, we actually loop through objects. Okay, now can you on your own try out what then is the meaning of not in? Not in. Try out. I want you to try this out on your own, please. Yes, it is not present in the word. Correct. What is the outcome here? N not in America will be true. Right. Good. B not in America is true. Very good. Okay. So not in is just the reverse. Okay. Now, guys, we have sufficient things in our armory. Okay. A equals to Aryan if A not in Aryan, print true. Good. Right, Gayatri. Very good. So now that you have things in your armory, let's go even more farther and we will take up a few implementations, few questions. Okay. Sure. So what happens in cases of, so I discussed with you some time back about the BODMAS rule. If you remember it, it means bracket of division, multiplication, then what? BODMAS, multiplication, addition, subtraction, right? In that order. Now, similarly, in Python, operators are graded as per their priority. It's called as precedence. So the highest priority or precedence is accorded to the exponentiation operator, the double star, and the least to the logical operators. Okay. Achha, sorry, I forgot one thing. And this is also important. Is and is not. Let's quickly look at this. You tell me this. Okay. A is 20. B is 30. A is B. What do you think? Without even knowing what it is, what do you think will be the expression and what is its outcome? Very important expression. Understand this. First, tell me what is this expression? No, it's not 20 is 30. It's comparison. It is correct, but in a different way. No, it doesn't check equality actually. No. Okay. So what it does is, let's first see the output now quickly. Is B false. But it is not saying false based on the value. It actually checks whether these are one and the same object. So this is operator checks if ID internally, it checks if ID of A and ID of B are one and the same. So it is a test for the object, not values. Remember this. Yes, so the answer is false. But if I had done A is not B, then it would have evaluated to true. Okay. So that was the first one, was the membership operator. Second one was the identity operator. It's checking for the identity. Good. Now, last thing, as we were discussing, is the operator precedence. So exponentiation has the highest precedence and the logical operators have the least. But there's a exception. Anything put in bracket gets a higher precedence. To give you an example, 2 exponentiation 3 plus say 6. This should have been, tell me what should be the answer quickly. Tell me. Based on the priority, I'm placing the screen here for you to check, or you can open your course materials. Tell me operator priority wise, which one gets priority over here? Which operator gets priority? Exponentiation first. Very good. First power, then addition. Excellent. So how is it? How does it evaluate 2? So 2 raised to the power 3, 8. 8 plus 6. That is 14. But what if I do like this? So now the focus shifts to the bracket. So it becomes first 3 plus 6, 9, and 2 raised to the power 9, which is 512. Yes, exactly. And addition first. Okay. Chalo. Good. So first rule is the rule of precedence, priority. And there's another rule called the rule of associativity. So what if there are operators having the same precedence, say a subtraction, multiplication, division, modular division? So how will you evaluate these expressions? And mind you guys, why am I giving so much stress on these is because many times you will be working on operations, mathematical operations, and you will have issues wherein you actually, if you don't take care of all these precedents properly, you will get problems. To show you an example, this is a actual code from a production system wherein I am actually adding up two things. And if I had multiple expressions here, I would have always felt safe to first use a bracket. Okay, whenever you're in doubt, use a bracket. Okay. So now what? Priority. Priority. So suppose let's take this 2 into 3 is 3 to the 6. Say no, let's take 5 into 12. This divided by 60, say 3. So what is the answer? What do you think will be the answer? 20. Right, 20.0 somebody is saying. Okay. It's 20.0. right? It internally does that floating over here, converts to float. What has happened is the associativity means how will you look at the expression? Which operator will come first? That is based on generally left to right movement. So first 5 into 12 is seen by us if we move from left to right. So 60, 60 by 3. By the way, if we had done this, then also the answer would have been 20, right? Because the equation is like that. But if it put a bracket, first 12 by 3 would have been evaluated, then 5 into 12 by 3, which is 4. The only exception to this rule of associativity is the case of exponentiation, wherein the associativity is not left to right, but right to left. So if I do this, so it doesn't mean 2 raised to the power 3, which is 8 raised to the power 7. It means 3 raised to the power 7, whatever it is, that 2 raised to the power of that value. So it's a big value. Okay. Got it? So that's the exception to the rule of associativity. So we have now understood the basic way of working with numbers, numeric data types. We have understood the sort of equations you may have. We have seen examples of how you will probably use it and how you need to be careful when working with operators. Otherwise, your answers will go totally boom. Okay. Meghna says, I didn't understand 2 raised to the power 3. Okay, right, Meghna. Meghna, basically what I was trying to showing you is the rule of associativity for exponentiations. To give you a simpler case, say suppose 2 raised to the power 2 raised to the power 3. So the answer is what? 256. Okay, what if I had done like this? 4 raised to the power 3. What would have been 64? So you understand, in the rule of associativity for exponentiation, it moves from right to left. So first, this 2 raised to the power 3 is evaluated, which is what? 8. Then 2 raised to the power 8 is evaluated, which is what? 256. Got it? No, it won't take 2 raised to the power 3. Yeah, correct, Meghna. Raise 2 raised to the power 3. Then raise it to 2. Clear? Okay. Fine. So if you have understood this section now, let me introduce you to a few questions. Okay. Please try question number 7 and 8. All of you have the course material with you. You should be able to access it. But still, for the interest of those who don't have it, I'm typing it here into the DM so that all of you can access it. Go ahead and use question numbers 2 and 3. Those of you who are watching on YouTube can just quickly make a note of this problem. I'm keeping the screen open for you. Okay. Okay. Right. Let me give you a minute more. Those of you are still trying 8B. Okay, let's see. 8B, 7D, 7, 8th option is B. Okay, let's evaluate. So first case, what are the values? 2 raised to the power, 3 raised to the power 2. So tell me, guys, just write down each one of you. What does the expression evaluate to? What is the answer? First one, 512. Let me also check it with you. 512. Why? Because bracket gets precedence. So 3 raised to the power 2 is the first one. Anyway, based on the law of associativity, that should have happened. So it's 9, 2 raised to the power 9, which is 512. Right? Next one is what? What does it evaluate to? See my screen. 64. Okay, let's see. So 8, 2 raised to the power 3 is 8. 8 raised to the power 2 is 64. Very good. Last one. It is also 512. Why? Because again here, it's the rule of associativity. So you first evaluate 3 raised to the power 2, which is 9. Then 2 raised to the power 9, which is 512. So very good. Okay. What about A? Let's see. So here, tell me first, break down this expression for me. Which expressions are evaluated first? Tell me which expressions are evaluated first. Look here at my cursor, please. 22, float division 3, and 3 divided by 3. Why? Because these are having same priority. So the plus has a lower priority. Okay, so 22, if 3 is evaluated first, then 3 divided by 3, and then the result is added up. So 7 plus 1, 8, and we typecast it to float. So it is 8.0. So those of you have answered B, you are right. And I think most of you are right, actually. Okay. Good. So that brings us very good, guys. Yes, B is the option. Congratulations, all of you. You're picking up fast. Okay, so that brings us to the end of the first data type, very important, numeric. We take a short break till 8:05. Then we come back and start with the next data type, which is strings. Okay, today we will try to target strings and list. So please join back. Yes, it will print 8.0, Meghna, because we are typecasting it to float. You see the question properly. It is float. It's a typecast to float. Okay. Good. So let's meet again at 8:05. Once I'm back, we will take a few quick questions. A question for around 5 minutes. Okay, if float is not given, Meghna, try it out. So what happens internally, Python has this habit of actually giving with a float value. As I showed you some time back, it internally handles at the machine level, and it comes back with very weird answers sometimes. So it's always better to typecast your answers, outputs. Okay, so I'm stopping the share right now. People who are watching this series on YouTube, guys, you can also take a quick break and be ready with your questions. Once I'm back, we will take a few questions. Okay, sure, thanks. Okay, I'm back. I hope so are all of you, in case you had gone out. So let's use the time. Let's take a few questions. So I'm opening the, what's the time now? 8:10? Till 8:10, we will have a few questions. Come on. The forum is yours. Please go ahead and ask. Yeah. Am I audible? So what I was saying is, guys, we have the forum open for you for till around 8:10. Let's go through a few questions. The forum is yours. Gayatri, I haven't gone to those sections. Why are you worried? So it's a part of the modules. No, I haven't gone there. Hey, hold on, guys. So, hold on. Yeah. Amar, you can please pass on the questions, if any, from YouTube, since I'm not on YouTube and I can't see it. There are questions on YouTube, please pass on. Yeah. The forum is open for you to ask your questions, your doubts, your observations. Please go ahead and make use of it. Typecasting. Yeah, Rakshita, sure, I will do it. Can you please give me time till the end of the session? Just remind me towards the end of the session, okay? Before I close the session, just remind me, please. Apurva, how to round the result to the nearest integer? First task given. Which one, Apurva? Which one? What was the first task given? Can you just type out the task for me here so that I can also recollect? Okay, I think, okay, you're asking about abs, not abs, sorry, seal and floor. Okay, the meal price. So you can take the seal or floor functions to bring to the either the higher one or to the lower one. Okay. Seal will basically seal up to the next higher integer, which is the nearest integer. Or you can actually try using float also, round also with zero values. Say, suppose round 10.987 and you give 0. So then it will round up till 11. That also you can do. Okay. Come on, guys, no question. What is it? Are you all following me or not? Bitwise through code. Okay, guys, I will try to repeat bitwise through code. Quickly, I will try to. Okay, let me try to revise then in that case, since you don't have many questions. Let me just revise the typecasting. Typecasting. Yeah, Nikita, I will explain that. Typecasting. Rakshita, you had the question of typecast. Rakshita, the concept here is that you convert one type of data into another by using typecasting. For example, 10.00 basically is a numeric data. So also is 10. So if I want to convert them one between the other to the other, that should be possible, right? 10.00 or 10.10. I can do that. Or if I want to convert it to float, an integer number, so I should be able to do it. So this is the concept of typecasting. Similarly, the string which I showed you, suppose float of 10. So although this is a string, but Python internally understands that, look, this is actually a digital data. It's 2 digits. So it says, okay, let me allow this person to convert it into a float. You understand? So this is few of the charms of Python. Okay. Chalo. And what was the other question? I think bitwise. Okay. Bitwise, look, bitwise understand the logic. Through code, it's okay. It's 4 into 5. 4. Basically, it takes what is the binary value of 4, what is the binary value of 5, and then inserts that bitwise operator between them and gets the output. Okay. Clear, Gayatri? Did you get the answer? Does the answer, is it okay? Have you understood? Okay. Nikita, you're asking me why 0? Yeah, so you can check that out, Gayatri, because the binary value of 4, because maybe when it converted, the value that came, that when you convert it to a decimal, it is 4. So you can do this in your spare time. You can convert it, both of these, into the binaries and put a bitwise and onto them. Okay. Who told me 0 came? 0, 0, 0. What was your question? So we are giving, okay, we are giving 0 in round because I don't want to round it to any integer, to any decimal after the decimal point. So I want to get a whole number. That is why I rounded it to 0. So I said after the decimal point, there should be no value after that. Okay, that is the meaning of round to 0. Okay, right. Now, let's continue. Let's continue with the next series of data types, which is string. Quickly, we will have a quick look into it. What is string? It's a collection of alphanumeric integers. It can be an integer, it can be alphabets, numerics, etc., etc., enclosed within either a single quote, ending with a single quote, or enclosed within a double quote, ending with a double quote, or even enclosed within triple quotes and ending with triple quotes. That's it. Okay. Python. Yeah, character array. Correct. Python actually understands, based on these quotes, it understands that this is a string type object. Okay. So if I do type 1, 2, 3, 4, it will tell me it's a class string. Remember, if you start a string with a single quote, you have to end with a single quote. If you start with double quotes, you will have to end with double quotes. If you start with triple quotes, you have to end with triple quotes. Okay. Strings are immutable. And as one of you rightly pointed out, it is an array of characters or alphanumerics. So basically, suppose A of, say, hello. Okay. So what happens here? Internally, if you actually, let's try to show it in a memory format. What happens here is that say hello, H, in your memory, L, L, O, at the particular memory location, whatever is the memory location, it is stored in this format. Okay, like each individual characters. So that is why it is an array of characters or array of alphanumerics. So each of these characters now also have a position, a logical position, which is known as the index position. The first character is situated at index position 0, the second one at index position 1, third one at index position 2, fourth one at index position 3, and the fifth one at index position 4. Clear? So indexing. Indexing is very important concept. Understand this properly. You refer collections like this, like string, list, etc., which are actually a group of characters, numbers, or other components based on their index positions. So to show you quickly, A of 0 gives you H, whereas A of 4 gives you O. So what is the length of this string in that case? It is a 5 character. Okay, so this length function, when used with a string or a list or a tuple, gives the number of elements inside it. Okay. So how many elements are there inside this string? It is 5, from 0 to 4. You could have also done like this, A of length of A minus 1. What is the outcome? Would have given you O. Now what I want you to do is quickly try this out on your own. Try out this indexing and try out this length, what I've shown you here. Please do it quickly, fast. Okay. So if you have done, now, okay, one more thing. Can you tell me what is the answer of this expression? A of minus 1. Oh, okay, good. Good. Okay, right. Correct. So what happens here? The last integer, the last index position can also be referred as minus 1, means in a reverse direction. The last one as minus 2 and likewise. Okay. So this is the concept of indexing. Now closely associated with this concept is the concept of slicing. Suppose I want to tell you out of this string, hello, I just need to print the word hell, H-E-L. H-E-L. So how do we do it? So here's how we implement it. We say A, start from 0, which is the beginning. Then colon. Colon means now go up till. What do I go up till? What should I go up till? Tell me. Which index position? 0 to 3. Let's see what it gives me. Gives me hell. Why didn't I take 0 to 2? Because H is at 0, E is at 1, L should have been at 2. So let's see what would have happened if I had done it. So if we had done it, we would have got the output as HE, he. That's because this is the peculiarity here in Python, is that the start point is the start point and the end point is the point till which you go, but you don't pick up the element situated at that index position. You take the element till the n minus 1 means, so if it's n is 3, then you pick the element up till n minus 1, 3 minus 1, which is 2. Clear? Yeah. Clear? Anybody's got a confusion here? This causes a lot of confusion for beginners. So let me know if you haven't got it. If anybody is there in YouTube who's having problem with this concept, please let me know, Amar. Okay, fair enough. Now, can you think I need to write this string ulta? Hello, I need to write it as OLLEH. Can you write it quickly and tell me how you can do this? Okay, let's look at it. So the way to do here is I say this. Now, if I say this like this, no, just like this, so it means from the beginning to the end. Okay. So it will print out everything. Okay. This means from I'm specifying a step size of -1. That means in reverse direction. Okay. So how does this work? Let's look at it. So when I said from start to beginning, but in a reverse direction, so what it did is it started from right to left, picking up from right to left, from beginning at right, OLLEH, and stopped at the extreme left. Okay, -1. If I had given this as -2, what would have been the output? Can you try this, guys? So this one, as I say, there's a step size. Means how many steps does it take to go to the next one? So when I give a step size of -2, that means what happens, you know? It skips one of the indexes in between. So O skips L, comes here, L, skips E, goes till H. Okay, OLH. Please remember this. Make a note. Please remember this. Yes, it goes backward by 2 steps. Okay. Yeah, somebody was asking why only brackets. That's how it's called suffixing actually. Okay. So that is the syntax. You have to take it that this is how it works. Like every language has some okay, Nikita, I didn't get her. Yeah. Can you please explain? What didn't you understand, Nikita? If you can write down what exactly you have not understood. Is the entire indexing concept? Okay, how OLH? How OLH is like this. It is actually what happens is when I give a step size of 2, that means, Nikita, I'm effectively telling the interpreter that, look, I'm going to skip one of the characters in between. So O, I said step size of -2 means go directly to the second one. L, skip this one in between, go to the, again, the second one from here. So from here, from L, if you take L as the starting point, which is the second character to the left? H, right? So step size of 2. Okay. Yeah. So this is what happened here. That is why you got O, first one, then L again, then H again. Similarly, you can try out with longer strings and see step size of 3, step size steps -1. No, it means 1. Go 1 at a time. Go from each step. OLLEH. -1. When I said -1, it means take 1 step at a time. And -2, you can remember like this. Take 2 steps at a time. Jump 1, skip 1 in between. Here, take 1 step at a time. OLLEH. Okay, chalo, that's enough about it. Now we will cover. So I have told you about the slicing. Okay, now one more interesting fact. Okay, what is this operator? Star, what is this operator? Multiplication. Okay, right. But what if I do A is what? Hello, B is. What if I do this? A into 2. So it prints twice. Hello, hello. So it's a repetition operator. Now, guys, this is where the beauty of Python is. Same operator behaves in different way with a different data type. This is also called as operator overloading, and it is closely associated with the concept of classes and objects. Okay. Similarly, if A plus I do say world, then the output will be hello world. But remember, I cannot modify even one alphabet here and there. I cannot make A of 0 as A. I will get an error saying type error, string object does not support item assignment. That's because this is a string, it's immutable. Okay. So that's about the basic ones. I have given you the details of it. Length also I've shown. I will tell you a few important functions. Now comes the concept of functions and methods over here. Now, guys, quickly before I go to the details, I want to tell you what is a function and what is a method and what is the difference between them broadly. Okay, so function, any task which you do repeatedly, you can club them into a single piece of code. And whenever you need to, you can call it. Suppose you need an instruction set, say tie the lace. So you have written down step 1, do this, step 2, do this, step 3, to do this. Instead of writing down every time for everybody who needs it, you probably will form a let me open my PowerPoint. Okay. So what you will do, probably you will put in a list like this. Okay. Yeah, list like this. Okay. You will name it also, say probably you will call this as what to say. You will name this card as tie shoe laces. And anytime anybody needs it, and here you have given all the instructions, say, so anyone needs it, you just hand over the card to that person. So this concept is known as the concept of repeatability. Means you don't need to do the same task again and again. You can store it in a simple block of code and give a name to that block of code, like you have given a name here, and call that block of code every time you need to do something. So for example, suppose I need to calculate the area of a circle. Okay. I need to write every time area equals to, say, pi 3.14 into, say, r, right? Into, say, 10 raised to the power 2. In this case, say r is 10. Okay, so what is the area? This. Again, when somebody needs to calculate, say, the area of a circle for say what, 20, radius 20, again unit. So not needed. What I can do, and rather than that, what I can do, I can write a small piece of code, say say name is AR, area, to which I will pass an input parameter. What is the input parameter that I need to calculate the area of a circle? To calculate the area of a circle, what is the input you need? Radius. Very good. Correct. So I say that I'm going to pass the radius, and then what? I'm going to return back to the user who is going to use this function. What am I going to return back? The area of the circle. I will say 3.142 into r square. Okay. So I have defined the function. Now I'm going to call it. Only defining a function doesn't actually sort your purpose. It's like you having a name, and until I call you by your name, you're not going to respond to me. Same with the function. If I do AR of 2, then say so and so. If I do AR of 6, we'll do so and so. Now, broadly, this is a function. Okay. Now, inside classes, when you have functions, these functions are called as methods. Yesterday, we had a brief discussion on what is a class, what is an object. Now, let me take for you one more example. Suppose a car. When you created a car blueprint, you said that the car will have, say, wheels, 4 wheels, it will have a steering, it will have gear shafts, etc., etc. You also had in mind that it will implement these functionalities. The steering will implement the functionality of what? Navigation. The gear shaft of handling speed changes. The brakes will handle the functionality of what? Of braking. So the moment you press the brake, some hydraulic system is activated, right? So these are functions when inside a class is known as a method. Now understand till this point only here. So when we cover classes and objects subsequently, then we will have more detailed discussion on it. But for the moment, understand that every class usually has some method associated with it. It may not have also, but it will have most probably. And since strings, numbers, these are all objects, they have some unique methods. Okay. Few of them that I'm going to tell you now is, what did I have? Hello world. Suppose I want to convert this entire string into an uppercase. So there's a method called upper, which converts the entire string into an, that means it doesn't change the existing string into an upper. Okay. Yeah, correct, Maridas. Function is a group of statements to perform particular tasks and saved in memory. Remember this. That's the most important part. It's saved in memory. In your file, wherever you have written it, it's saved. Or when you define it at runtime, it's saved in the RAM. Okay. Similar. Now let's quickly look at few of the important functions. So if you want to find a particular pattern in a string, suppose in the word hello, you want to find if there's an E. So you use a method called find. So in idle, what happens? You will also find this, those of you who are using VC Code, etc., VS Code or PyCharm, that option is there. So if I write like this a dot and wait for a while, it shows me a list. The IDLE shows me a list of functions. So here, what do I need? Suppose I want, say find. Do I have it? No, I don't have it over here. Here, find. Okay. Here find what? See, it is also giving me the documentation. How do you implement this? Say sub. Sub means sub pattern. Say I want to find the string E. Start. Yes, start from totally from the beginning. Go totally till the end of the string and find at what index position does this character E first occur. So it tells me at location 1. Clear? Okay. Now suppose I want to find does the pattern LL occur in this string. So I give LL instead of E, and it tells me 2. Why 2? Because of this LL, this pattern starts from the index position 0, 1, and 2 at the first L that it encounters over here. Okay, so that is why it returned it as string. Right. Next, what? Next, there are upper. Similarly, there's something called rstrip. Okay. Check out this strip function. Sometimes what happens, a string actually contains some blank spaces like this. Let's take this example. Hello. Okay. So there's a blank space here. And this can cause you a lot of problem when you are manipulating strings and working with strings. So you can always strip away that blank space. You can say strip. Okay. Yeah, so that is one more important function. What else have I shown here? And these are not very important. Is alphanumeric. So you can go through this list of functions. Lot of functions are there. I'm showing you only the useful ones, very important ones. This is very important, split. So now, suppose there's a string like this, A equals to hello, dear friends. Now, I have asked you to find out words that occur to the left and right of this common separator pattern called comma. Okay, that means this word string, it has got words separated by commas. So I'm asking you that split it up and tell me the each individual word that is there separated by a comma. So then what you do, you use a dot split. It's a separator. What is the separator you want to use? I say I am looking out for the separator comma. And max split means how many times you want to split it. I want to say as many times as there are commas. So this is how it splits up. Hello, dear friends. Okay. Hello, dear friends. And you see this, it comes with a bracket at the beginning, square bracket at the beginning and at the end. This is known as a list data type. If you split a string based on a delimiter, you get a list data type. Clear? Marida's original letter will never affect. Remember, strings are immutable. Okay. Now, what about join? Now, if I suppose no, Vedant, we are not directly using list to convert string to list. It's a split function which is converting a string to a list. Okay. Now, suppose join. Join what? Suppose there is a list again. Like say A, comma B, comma C. I'm saying that I want to join it into a string from a list. Now we will see why this is needed. Okay. So A, comma B, comma C. So there are three elements here. I say that let us form this into a string. Okay, which is separated by commas. So what do I do? I say B, suppose. Then I give a quote here. I say separated by a delimiter, comma, join this list. It says iterable, right? So a list is an iterable. Why it's an iterable? We will come to it. Join this list into a string. So what is B? So A, comma, B, comma, C. Clear? Are you clear with these two functions? Somebody raised your hand. Can you please tell me? So if you are clear, now what I want you to do is write a program. I'm putting it here. So there's a string called hello, comma, dear, comma, friends. I want you to change this pattern as this. Hello, dear friends. It's very easy. You should be able to solve it. Okay. Come on, write the code and show me fast. Understand my question properly, everybody, please. I say there's a string like this, hello, comma, dear, comma, friends. I need you to recombine it and put it back like this. Hello, pipe, dear, pipe, friends. You run that and see if that works, Meghna. Run that code and see if it works. If you're getting the output. Okay. You can paste the output here and show me. By the way, let me quickly show you. What I was asking is like this. Okay. What I said, split it. A dot split based on what? Based on comma. So what is B now? Now what do I say? You join it back into a string with the delimiter of a pipe. Dot join. This is what I was asking you to do. Okay. Yes, right. Those of you who have done this, very good. Congrats. Those of you who have tried, excellent, very good. Okay. The effort matters as well. And those of you who haven't done it, please try it again on your own. So this was a brief introduction to the functions. Now, how do you approach it? So there are a lot of other functions. So what you can do, you can search this space. It's quite good. It's a good link. I'm going to share it here. Python string functions. Cheat sheet. Yeah. So I'm sharing this link with you guys. This is one resource. You can refer it. I'm going to give one more. Good, Kavyanjali. Okay, one more that I'm going to give you. Amar, please, you can share it with the people on the YouTube.
Yeah, sure, I'm sharing.
String functions. So this is another very good link. You get all the functions here. You can refer it and go through it. See, the idea here is that I'm giving you the idea so that you know how to access it. And as and how you need it, you don't need to remember these, by the way. As and when you need it, you start searching it and start implementing it. Now you know what's a method, what's a function, you know what is a string, and how you can create a string object and use these functions. That's more than enough. Okay, rest will follow suit. Don't worry. 2-3 more things to quickly tell you. One is the input. Now, till now, we have been discussing things mostly static way, that when I type out something. But how does a user provide an input to the Python interpreter? So there's a function called as input. So it's like this: a equals to input. What's your name? What's your name? So you see this prompt, what I've given here to the input, it asks me what's your name. So suppose, let me say, so what is my name? Is the tag. By the way, I made a mistake. I tried giving a quote, single quote. That quote is not needed because by default, the input function returns everything as a string. If you say what's your roll number, if I give say 10, it will return this also as a string. So again here, it is always necessary to typecast in such scenarios. Okay, then you get it as a typecasted value. So input is the equivalent to scanf of C and cin of C++. Print is the equivalent to printf of C or cout in C++. Srinivas, you need to check these all out as we go. We will cover such scenarios. How can you loop through a string? In any case, you can now index and slice it and see whether it's a palindrome or not, right? Read the string from the beginning till the end and from the end till the beginning. If they're one and the same, then it's a palindrome, right? Check out these scenarios. Okay, this is done. One more thing that I need to tell you is string formatting operators. Because many times when we print something, suppose print, I want to say your name is dynamically, I want to give a name. Suppose, what's your name? Okay, let me give a equals to Diptarko and say roll equals to 10. Now, if I want to print this out without explicitly having to write print, without having to write like this, my name is Diptarko. So it's a dynamic input basically. Roll is 10. No, I don't want to do that. Okay. So what I want to do is to pass this a and roll parameters to my print statement and get the printout. So print, so what I do, I use something called as F, which means a string formatting. So when the moment I give F, Python interpreter understands, okay, so this is a formatted string. What is a formatted string? It's something like this. My name is curly braces A. Observe this carefully, guys. Roll is roll. So this curly braces, these are placeholders wherein you can put dynamic variables. Okay, and this F tells the string interpreter that don't consider this just as another normal character. It's a placeholder. Okay. So that is all about strings. One last concept here is the concept of escape characters. So these are all special characters and with special functionalities. Suppose print hello /n world. What do you think is the output? Tell me. Next line, Murli Krishna says, next line, hello world. Good, you have got it. Okay. Let me show here. It's like this, right? But what if I actually want to print this of hello/n world? Just that, not a hello new line world. So in such cases, we have a concept called as a raw string. So we start the string with an R before the first quote. So this R over here tells the interpreter that this /n is not to be treated as a special character, but as just /n. Okay. Similarly, there are other special characters like this, like /t, which is a tab. Okay. Then there are many more. Commonly, we use /n, /t, or /s. Okay. And if you have to override the specialness of it, you need to use n. Or as you have rightly said, Suresh, you can put a backslash here, but then you will have to do it every time to every such occurrence. So better to use a R. So what I'm telling is you can do like this. A backslash in front of the /t actually inhibits the specialness. Okay. Right. So we end the session today. I unfortunately couldn't start with the list. So tomorrow we will go even more in full stream, speed and steam. We will pick up pace. Tomorrow we will cover lists, tuples, and dictionaries. Okay. So good. Any questions you have? So Srinivas, you will have to write programs for it. If you want to remove certain characters from a string, obviously it's immutable, so you can't remove. You can create a new string out of it by escaping those certain characters. How you do that? You can do that by using for and while loops, so which we are yet to cover. Yes, Meghna, which coding you want? Is this the one you are referring to? Okay, please have a look. Type conversion in Python. I'm not very sure. What do you mean by type conversion in Python, Yashaswini? If you can tell me what you're referring to, then I can give it a shot. What do you mean by type conversion in Python? I'm sorry, I have no idea about it. Compared to strings, comparison operators, right? Are okay. The raw strings, raw string means when I give an R over here, it means a raw string. That means it's telling the interpreter, look, don't interpret this /n as a new line object or a new line character. It's just /n. See, you can quickly understand it if you run it on your own with the raw string R and without the raw string R. That's the difference. Understand it? Okay. Okay. Yashaswini, if you can let me know what is this type conversion, I would try to answer you. Or let me search it up. What do you mean by type conversion? I'm really not aware of it. I'm sorry. but type, what's type conversion? Okay, evidently they refer to one and the same. In Python, at least they refer to one and the same. That's what the documentations are telling me. What happens is, if you do it explicitly, as I'm doing it with a float or int, it is known as a typecasting. Okay. And if it is done implicitly, like sometimes Python does it on its own internally, where Python automatically converts one data type to another, it's known as a implicit data type, implicit type conversion. Okay. F represents string formatting operator. Yes, F means string formatting. Okay. For you, Vedant, it is typecasting. Please remember it as typecasting. Don't get confused by the term. It means one and the same. Okay. Srinivas, how do you check if a string is empty? I've given you all the tools. Check it out. See the length of the string. Should be able to understand if it is empty or not. Okay. Attendance link. I think Amar has already given it. Amar, if you can kindly share once more. Guys, do share your feedback. Let us know if you're enjoying the sessions. At the end of the day, you should enjoy it. You should go back with a sense of achievement. Any questions from YouTube, Amar?
Yes,
You want to share it with me quickly? Okay. If no other questions, let's wrap up for today. Thank you very much for being a part of these sessions, EDL sessions brought to you by ExcelR. And I hope to see the interest alive within you when we meet tomorrow. Till then, please keep practicing. Videos, it should be uploaded to your LMS. Yeah, Srinivas, thank you very much. Thank you. Yes, Harshita, all these session videos are getting uploaded. And string, we can, no Maridas, you can't, right? That's what I told you. Strings are immutable. Thank you, Sanjana. Thank you, Samar. Thank you, Nana. Thanks, Harshita. Thanks, Nikita. Thank you, all of you, dear ones. Thank you. Thank you, Suresh. Thanks, Sai. We hope to meet you tomorrow. Yeah. Good night, all of you. Yes, thank you very much. Bye. Amar, I'm logging off then. Huh?
yeah, sure. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.
Guys, please mark your attendance. Then we'll wind up the session. I am sharing the attendance link once again in the chat box over Zoom and YouTube as well. So please mark your attendance and share your valuable feedback as well. Krutik, what's your question? Yeah, we're done with the day. I will meet you on tomorrow at same time. Okay. So please try to join on time at 7 p.m. Sadia, please drop an email to edl@excel.com. Krutik, don't worry. We'll explain that things in the last session. Okay. Sir, I have mailed it yesterday, sir. Okay, Sadia, I will check. Sir, can I give my attendance at website? Yeah, the attendance link over LMS, Zoom, and YouTube same only. So you can fill from anywhere. So Harshita, there is no any WhatsApp group for. Okay, so thank you so much, guys, for joining the session. We'll meet you tomorrow. Bye bye. Good night.